guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today I'm sharing with you guys some window cling hacks along with some fun 4th of July DIYs. So let's get into the video. First DIY, I'll be using this frame. It was thrifted. I picked up at Goodwill for $3.29. And then now I'm going to just go in with the Waverly chalk paint in white and paint this entire thing. So once this was painted, I decided that I did not like the white and I wanted to go in with a different color. So I decided, I was contemplating on doing like blue or something, but I'm like, you know what, let's do some basic ultra matte black Rust-Oleum spray paint. Once that was spray painted, I'm just taking this window cling from Dollar Tree, and I love this One Nation with the whole US on here, and I thought this would look super cute with a couple different stars on here. So I thought that using glass with window clings is fairly genius because that's technically what they're for, is to use on your glass windows. So once that was on there, I didn't Mod Podge, I didn't do anything with this, and this stuck just fine. So you could always reuse this for a different season or holiday. But this is what it looks like when it is put together, and I love it. Next DIY, these little mason jars were $3.29, and I already liked that they were red, white, and blue. So the first thing I did was just clean them. I just rinsed them out. They really weren't that dirty, but I'm just using some super hot water. I clean all of my projects. I just don't really ever show this step. So I'm using this window cling from Dollar Tree as well. I'm actually only using 2 different window clings and to make a ton of different projects. So they really don't have to be that expensive. And here we are with some glass mason jars. So I just took some of these window clings and just stuck them right to the centers of each of these mason jars. And then I just put the lids back on, and that is all I did here. So these are ready for a barbecue or a cookout. You could put utensils in here, and if you didn't want to do that, you could always add some florals. This project, I'll just be using this seaside sanctuary sign. I'm just going in with the Waverly chalk paint in white to paint the entire inside. This did take about 2 coats and some time because I did not want to tape this up. Probably would have taken less time if I just would have taped it up, but I just don't like doing that at all. So anyways, once I was done, I went in with another little window cling and just stuck it right to the center. This one is very plain, but I think it is beautiful. I think it's simple, and I love the way this one looks. So this one says "Let Freedom Ring," and I just loved this, and I just think that it is the perfect little spot for this. And then since I wanted it to be a little bit better, a little bit more, you know, it did need something, I did end up going in with those wooden roses from Dollar Tree and gluing them to the bottom. So I'm not going to go over everything because it's very repetitive, but I did Mod Podge over the tops of each and every one of these window clings unless I put them on glass, so it would give a better hold. This next DIY, I'll be using this Dixie Belle in the navy. This did take about 2 coats to cover this. This was a sign originally from Target. I picked it up at a yard sale for 25 cents. So I'm just going to be painting the front, the back, and the edges. Once that was done, I went in with this Land of the Free because of the Brave. I totally forgot that do not use dark colors unless you plan on painting the back sides of your window clings. I did not want to do that, so I'm just going in with some scrap paper from Hobby Lobby and Mod Podging it right to the top of this. Once that was done, I placed my window cling back on here with Mod Podge. And this was a tiny bit plain, so I added some of this burlap trim I had left over from a previous DIY and just put it right on the edges of this sign. This DIY, I'll be using the Dollar Tree wall shelf. I really like using these because it is wood and you can do whatever you'd like. I actually have not tried to actually make this into a shelf. I cannot get the rope through that it came with, so I'm not sure if there's a hack or a way to do that. Let me know in the comments below if you have used these as wall shelves, but I just decided to paint mine in the Waverly chalk paint in white. Then I went back in with some red yarn and just wrapped this around a ton of times to the bottom of my shelf. And I was 100% okay with the holes at the top because we are going to be hanging this piece up anyways. So wrap the yarn around 100 times, and then I'm going to be using this window cling. It says Land of the Free, and I love this one as well. And I'm just using Mod Podge once again, like I said, very repetitive, and then I end up Mod Podging over the tops as well. Just adding one of these little gingham bows. These are off of Amazon and I'll link them down below. And then to top this off, I'm just going to be throwing in some boxwood greenery and making this a cute little hanging piece for your door. For this DIY, I'll be using a piece of wood, and I just sanded this down as much as I possibly could. This red was just not coming off, so I figured, you know what, eventually I will just do 100 coats of paint if I have to, but sanding red paint is just so messy. This little piece was only $1 from a thrift store, and I'm just going to be using the Waverly chalk paint in white to paint the entire thing. Of course, I had to use this Happy 4th truck. I am still a little truck obsessed, not as much as I used to, but I do love a good old truck for the seasonal decor. So I just wanted to make sure that it fit on the piece of wood. I thought it was going to, but you have to double check because once I Mod Podge this and put it on there, I don't want to go back and sand it down. So lots and lots of Mod Podge. Like I said, I did go over the entire thing on the top. It just keeps it from not coming off and peeling off. I did a window cling video, I want to say back around Christmas time, and if you don't Mod Podge over the tops of these clings, they will slowly peel off your piece. Added a few stars to the top of this, Mod Podging it over again, and that is all I did for this one. This piece I recently found at Dollar Tree. It is just a little whiteboard with the wood piece around, and window clings stick great to these whiteboards. So I thought this would be so perfect as well. And then all I did was just put this in the center of a wreath, and I am obsessed with this one. But you guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.